Folks, we're in the dawn of the age of legal cannabis, people. And like it or not, the police are going to have a hand regulating this new world. And when it comes to operating a vehicle, the breathalyzer has been the main tool to keep intoxicated people off the road. But there's nothing like that for marijuana, right? Well, hold your horses there. Whoa, this ain't the Wild West, okay? There's going to be rules. We just don't have them yet. Okay, the alcohol breathalyzer, like it or not, has kept a lot of drunk drivers off the road. But in the world of legal cannabis, how does law enforcement tell when someone is too high to drive? Traditional tests like hair or urine can only tell if you've used cannabis within the last few weeks, not whether you are high right now. So we're going to take a look into the world of marijuana breathalyzers, which promises to solve that problem. So marijuana is more legal than it's ever been, right? 38 states have passed marijuana laws, 24 of them allow it recreationally, but for now, still very illegal on the federal level. So states have had to figure it out for themselves, how they're going to regulate it, and it's been messy. It's been every man for himself out there. They're just scrambling to meet a real need. And while cannabis has been legalized in a lot of ways, THC, the main psychoactive ingredient, is still an intoxicant, like alcohol is. And like alcohol, it affects your brain chemistry and alters the decision-making process. So part of legal cannabis is making sure no one gets hurt because of cannabis use. Industries that are in charge of people's well-being have always drug tested, like construction, hospitality, and especially law enforcement, and are looking for ways to accurately test if someone is too impaired. Now, Hound Labs out of California is the first one out of the gate delivering a breathalyzer device that can actually distinguish recent use of cannabis, which is a huge step forward, trust me. There are a few other companies developing patents using different technologies, but nothing that's ready yet. But the name of the game here is detecting use within the last hour or two. So the Hound Labs breathalyzer allows employers to allow their employees the freedom to do what they want at home, but discourage cannabis use during the workday. But why aren't police scrambling to use it, right? It turns out that screening for only recent THC use is pretty hard. Tests like urine, hair, or blood all test for the presence of THC, but not the current level of it. When cannabis was illegal, that's all they needed to know. But now, if the police pull you over, they need evidence not that you use marijuana, but how much you are on right now. And the science just isn't there. Remember, alcohol breathalyzers don't tell if you're impaired. It tells the officer how much alcohol is actually in your blood. And after decades of research studying hundreds of thousands of cases, scientists decided that once the 0.08% threshold is hit, that's when we call it impaired. But there's nothing like that for cannabis. Within an hour of cannabis use, levels are really high in the breath, and then within 3 hours, it's almost gone. So within those fluctuating levels, where are you too impaired to drive? Comparatively, cannabis breathalyzer research is where the alcohol one was back in the 30s, right after Prohibition. It's so hard to study. One lab working on this spent a whole year just trying to get the permits to handle cannabis, let alone do all the tests they need to do. So while a handful of police departments are doing field tests with the new breathalyzer technology, there is years of research that needs to be done before they can ever use it in court. So we might have the technology almost ready, but the science is really still playing catch up.